So these are the books that people are talking about currently. I'm not entirely sure what these books represent, so we'll go through them now and we'll check them. But okay, so Edicts of the Prime Designate, Volume 742. First, all historical records documenting the advancement of the Black Empire are to be purged. Paint that age as one of chaos and misery, a pernicious blight that we keepers eradicated. With the old gods locked in confinement, there should be no evidence available to contradict our assertions. Surely, if you care for these mortals, you would not wish to see them led astray into darkness. Okay, that immediately makes me wonder about things. Yeah, it 100% proves propaganda. Because so first and foremost, they expunged all records of the Old Gods and the Black Empire and the Purge. So immediately, everything that the Titans have ever told us about the Old Gods, the Black Empire, the Mad Things, all that shit is completely and utterly thrown into suspicion. You can't believe anything they told you. Because they're effectively saying here that we can't have any evidence that contradicts our assertions. So first and foremost, their assertions are that Yesaraj was killed and that they locked up all of the old gods. So they won the war, they locked up all of the old gods, which doesn't seem to be the case, especially considering the fact that they didn't want any evidence to contradict those assertions, those specific assertions. And then also they painted it as a time where the old gods were the enemy of mortals. As a note to remember, we don't know if this is before or after Loken's manipulation of Odin and Hela. Yeah, obviously, there's still much that we don't know. What were they hiding? What exactly is it about the old gods that they did not want us to know? So second, attribute all accomplishments and works of wonder to the Titans alone. Despite the relentless arguments made by some of you, this is not a fallacy. After all, can anything truly be said to exist until it has been ordered? Of course not. Therefore, it is irrefutable that the Titans are the source of all creation. Bro, this is kind of big. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This, in my opinion, is how you do retcons. Anyone that wants to get angry over this and be like, oh my god, they're just contradicting the chronicles and whatnot. Yes, because the chronicles were confirmed Titan propaganda. We already know that it's Titan propaganda. We already know that the chronicles is not to be trusted because the Titans lied in it. I've shown you a lot of the lies here. But this now even shows more of it. The Titans claimed that they ordered Azeroth. So they told us that they made the dream. They told us that they created the land mass, that they removed the Azeroth, that they destroyed the Black Empire, that all of these things were theirs. They created it. Turns out that's not true. Despite the relentless arguments made by some of you, this is not a fallacy. After all, can anything truly be said to exist until it has been ordered? Of course not. Well, one could argue absolutely. Disco option, you bastard. Thank you for the 2 and sub. 10 months, part of the DJ Nation. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you. Yeah. Just because something does not have order. Now, you have to understand, the void operates within chaos. Now, this is what the void is. If you go back, so in order to understand this, you have to look at the void through the eyes of Lovecraft, because the old gods and the void is very much sort of built upon the ideas of Lovecraft. Now, in the Lovecraft sort of mythos, the old ones, or the outer gods, did not actually come to end humanity. They came to free humanity. They didn't believe in the restrictions placed on humanity by religion and by the gods of humanity. They believed that humans should be free, that humans should be absolutely free to be as chaotic as they choose to be. So if humans don't want to be chaotic, they don't have to be, but it must be up to them. It must be their choice at the end of the day. They wanted to free humanity. Now, their version of freedom was still not quite freedom, but it was kind of freedom. And this is very much, I believe, what the old gods and the void want as well. It is a sort of freedom, a moment in time where you can throw off the shackles of your existence and truly be who you were meant to be. And it seems like the Titans are confirming that. Something I said years ago already, that at the time people were like, no, clearly the Void is the enemy. Is it so clear now? Considering that the Titan Keepers themselves said that no, we will speak of this not at all. All works of wonder, all accomplishments shall be attributed to the Titans alone. We will not speak about things that the old gods may or may not have done. We will not mention things that may be attributed to the old gods. We will only and ever mention the Titans and all things of the Titans. They may actually be the enemy of all. Prime Designate, I am writing to confirm that the wreckage discovered on our shores was indeed the remains of our most recent expedition to Avaloran. There were no survivors. This marks the third failed attempt to reach that accursed place in the time since I assumed my post. Avaloran? Am I just not remembering a place on Azeroth, or is this not a place that exists? At least not currently. Or is it a place in Dragonflight that I just don't know about because I haven't played Dragonflight yet? Ramnax, how you doing, brother? Dude, the Titans are assholes, 100%. Headless Horse, take care of yourself, brother. This marks the third failed attempt, so they're trying to get to some place. While I would not presume to question either your authority or your determination, I pray to the Titans that the rumors I hear of a fourth expedition are mere speculation rather than fact. Surely you can see that further pursuit of the heretics is folly. Yes, they must be made to answer for their crimes against Inaria and the other keepers, but their defenses are not to be underestimated. Bro, were there keepers that ultimately turned against the Titans? Could that be what Avaloran is referring to? Avaloran? Is a mythological place in Warhammer, but in WoW, nothing we know has been called that? Yeah, in WoW, Avaloran is not a place that we know of. But considering this, it appears like either mortals did something to the Titan Keepers, betrayed the Titan Keepers, or Titan Keepers betrayed some of the Titan Keepers. Dude, could this be why Odin ultimately betrayed Loken? Remember Xal'atath? Xal'atath tells the priests to ask Odin if he remembers Loken's final words to him, and then Odin kills you. And we have speculated about this a million times in the past. What could those words have been? What exactly could have upset Odin so much? Could this also be these heretics? Could that also be why... Bro, if this is in the realm of Dragonflight, if this is in the realm or in the context of Dragonflight, could it be that the dragons, specifically the aspects, were not created, as it were, as we believe it to be? Go back to the first book here, or the second book here. All accomplishments and works of wonder to the Titans alone. So, we were told that it is the Titan Keepers that blessed the Dragonflights. But what if that's not true? What if it's the heretics that created the Dragonflights? And they were then told that, no, this will not be a fallacy, because ultimately the Titans are the ones that create things. If they do not give order to things, that they really create anything. So the Titans may have created the aspects, but the dragons may actually have been the result of the heretics. At least insofar as this is concerned, wherever Avaloran is and whatever these heretics may be. So the next one is, the resources required to breach their lines are simply beyond our current capabilities, at least not without jeopardizing containment of the prisoners in our charge. Though I agree there is risk in allowing their strength to grow, evidence suggests that the aggressive nature of the heretics will cause them to turn on one another and weaken their resolve. If we can be patient, an opportunity for retribution will present itself. We totally only gave them arcane blessings, 100%. Yep, that's how dragon aspects were made, 100% pure arcane blessings. True. So on the other side of Azeroth, we don't see it on our map. It's past the Forbidden Sea. I could... Whoa, my god, dude. If we're going on to the other side of Azeroth in Dragonflight, I am all for it. Ballistic, how you doing, brother? Based on Ballet video, one of the books references Tyr putting something in the water that is absorbed by dragon eggs to prevent the evolution of another Galakrond. So, there's a number of things here, but heretics suggest that some of the Titan Keepers joined the Old Gods, or at least sided with the Old Gods, because this entire thing starts where they speak about the Black Empire and the records that need to be purged. In other words, it cannot be known to us that some of the Titan Keepers joined the Black Empire. Because now remember, the Old Gods could not change or influence the Titan Keepers. This is why they introduced the Curse of Flesh. But it is 100% possible that some of the Titan Keepers realized that the Old Gods are not, in fact, the enemy. That it might actually be the Titans that is the enemy. I will tell you this for now. Anyone that changes records and makes things seem like, like makes themselves seem better than what they actually are, I do not trust. We know Radin succumbed to the Void in BFA, but even Sargeras was a heretic. Sargeras, maybe. Although I'm not sure if Sargeras was ever called a heretic. Does that mean Azoth isn't actually dead? What if he just went deeper into Azeroth? I don't think so. I don't know, but there is a realm in which this Avaloran, this mystical realm, may have some kind of anchor for all of the Old Gods. Because they do say here that we should have no records of the Black Empire, and that no one should know the truth of what happened. So it says, with the Old Gods locked in confinement, there should be no evidence available to contradict our assertions. In other words, we locked up the Old Gods, don't worry about it. They're locked up. That's the assertions that they've made, right? They've locked up the Old Gods. And they have. But what if the Old Gods are anchored in Avaloran? So, by killing the Old Gods, we simply sent them back to their sort of realm. The realm that their heretics escaped to. He was indeed declared a heretic and an abomination at the confrontation before he sucked up Mardum. But if Sargeras is a heretic too, then it could be any force the Titan Keeper swapped to would still be heresy. That is true. That is actually true. Apocalypse. Wait, what if Light and Order made a pact to wipe out Shadow and Void? I mean, the Old Gods do say that the Light have struck a bargain with the enemy of all. This could be what they were referring to. I find this wild. Okay, so it speaks of the heretics just being way too strong at the minute for them to actually conquer them. The resources required to breach their lines are simply beyond our means. And then the final one, I beseech you, Prime Designate, let the fire of your wrath cool, at least for now. Its embers will be rekindled in due time. If not, I fear that I will soon be authoring yet another report of a lost expedition. Its final remnants dashed upon rock and wave. With all respects, Watcher Parathelis. The Prime Designate sounds like Odin. I'll tell you why it sounds like Odin. Odin heads off into the distance, and he creates his own kingdom. He reaches into the Shadowlands, extends his influence into the Shadowlands to get power over death so that he can create his own army. If not for this purpose, then for what, I ask you? Why did Odin need his own kingdom, his own army, and more specifically, his control over life and death? What Earthen report, D-Rocker? Link it to me with Haley and Radin's help? Yeah, maybe. So it could be deceitful, so Loken could be playing double agent, but it could also not be, right? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. Okay, hold up, I'm quickly checking Discord. Even more books from Alderman. Okay, here we go. We've got more books, boys. We've got more books. Observational Report Earthen. Fellow Watchers, when you were assigned to observe the state of our Titanforge subjects, who regretfully fell under the influence of flesh, influence of flesh. The keepers could not have anticipated the effort necessary to follow them as they spread throughout the world. I shall do my best to ensure your perseverance is recognized, but for now you are to continue your duties until a new directive is authorized. Ace the Base, how you doing, brother? I mean, of course, Prime Designate Odin needs the ultimate army. His task is to defend Azeroth, and he doesn't trust uplifted elemental lizards. Maybe. It is apparent from your reports that the degree of transformation in Titanforge subjects is significantly diverse. There is no group in which this variance is more easily observable than the Earthen. While some have succumbed entirely to the malady, such as the Earthen who emerged from Uldaman and called themselves dwarves, others remain resistant, whether in full or in part. One particularly notable variant can be found in the Earthen contingent dispatched to investigate the fissure detected in Sector AR-938. For further details, search records related to geological anomalies. In the course of their duties, these Earthen began to manifest behaviors analogous to those which would one day be apparent in the self-styled dwarves, despite the two groups being separated by vast swaths of time and distance. One particularly notable variant can be found in the Earthen contingent dispatched to investigate the fissure detected in Sector AR-938. For further details, search records related to geological anomalies. In the course of their duties, these Earthen began to manifest behaviors analogous to those which would one day be apparent in the self-styled dwarfs, despite the two groups being separated by vast swaths of time and distance. I mean, we know that the dwarfs were once Earthen, right? So they were Titan creations. They were not robots, but literally made of earth, made of stone. And they got cursed with the curse of flesh. According to these books, at least, it's not the curse of flesh, it's the influence of flesh. In fact, based on their origin dates, I could identify no corollary at all between these populations. Yet, while their behaviors, language, and demeanor show many similarities, for example, assigning Sector AR-938 the colloquial name Kaz Algar, physiologically, the two groups remain distinct. In this distinctiveness, is this distinctiveness due to exposure to the unique qualities of the anomaly, or is there another reason? We require more data before a conclusion can be reached. As ever, your aid in this analysis remains invaluable. Remember, we are the eyes of the Titans. Respectfully, Watcher Millennia. And then we have the wreckage. We've seen this one. I beseech you, to my staunchest allies, my noble friends, forgive me for keeping secrets, but I instructed Sentinel Telandris to withhold this message until you had safely reached your destination. If you are reading this, then our worst fears have been realized. I have fallen to our foes, murdered on the orders of the treacherous Loken. But fear not, basically the old gods did us a solid and gave us flesh and possibly free will. To me, that is what the old gods did. And it seems like that is what they're referring to here as well in these books. The old gods gave us flesh. They gave us freedom. They gave us the ability to choose for ourselves. Because they explain in this prior book here, like, all of the earthen that fell to the influence of flesh started to spread out. So they immediately gave up their sort of following of the Titans and just spread out on their own. So that's literally what this is saying. The old gods gave us, dude, the Titans are assholes. And even more so than ever before, the Titans are assholes. So Yogg isn't such a bad guy? No, the Titans are not, the old gods are not bad guys. It's what I've been saying the whole fucking time, and everyone keeps disagreeing with me, but I have been saying this forever. The old gods are not bad. The Titans are not necessarily bad. They're just bad for us. But they clearly, in terms of the old gods at least, they did not like what the Titans were doing for whatever purpose. Okay, so let's see. My notable friends, forgive me for keeping secrets. But fear not, for I have prepared for this dark eventuality. Along with the discs of Norganon that you carry, I have hidden another disc that holds a record of my own memories. Telandris will ensure it is safeguarded within the depths of Uldaman until such time as it can be safely retrieved. I have fashioned the Refti to be unquestionably loyal to me. Before departing Valdrakken, I left a gift in the care of the dragon aspects. Though they are unaware of its true purpose, the artifact can be used within the halls of Uldoris to outwit Loken's malignant schemes. When it is safe to do so, bring my memory disk back to Uldoris and retrieve the item I gave to the aspects. You will know what to do next. Dude, the fact that Loken is coming in as well, and I really hope that Loken is joining in this one. The malignant schemes. It seems like the Titans, things didn't go as swimmingly for the Titans when they first arrived on Azeroth as they would have us believe. Dearest Arunaria, the most noble Arcadus, I place my trust in you. When we stand together, nothing can overcome our unity. Yours always, Tyr. Dude, I think they're trying to bring Tyr back. The discs of Norganon that they carry and another hidden disc that holds a record of his own memories. I think that's why we're looking for those discs. You think it's bigger than Tyr? No, I'm talking about why they want us to do this. I'm not talking about why the Primalists want these discs. Because there I can agree with you. I think the Primalists want these discs because they're trying to bring Galakrond back. I think the dragons are sending us out to find the discs of Norganon as well as this other hidden disc because they want to bring Tyr back. Because he was a rat for the Titans? I mean, not so much a rat, but if they want their power back, it could be argued that they need Tyr. Or at least his memories. So if they can't bring him back, they need his memories, because what they need is how exactly did he make them aspects. I think that's what they need. I think that's what's on these discs. They need to know what exactly did he do to make us aspects. Yep, the objects are a system shutdown, turning off all the Titan facilities. Dude, so much fucking intrigue. So much intrigue. Oh my god. This is what WoW needed. I think we just went through this, D-Rocker. My attention. Wait, Keepers. Edicts of the Prime Designate Keepers. It has been brought to my attention that as of late, many of you have become fascinated by the emergence of mortal beings. That is, creatures born of flesh, rather than crafted of stone and steel, like our loyal Titan Forged. While my initial impulse was to eradicate these aberrations before they evolved further, I now believe they may prove useful if properly controlled. Bro, like, what the fuck? Come on, man. Like, what the fuck? Anyone that still trusts the Titans is high as shit. Yet even as we guide their development according to the edicts of the Titans, we must always remember that mortal minds are destined to be small and incapable of complex understanding. Therefore, as your Prime Designate, I must establish a few minor but necessary regulations to govern your interactions with these nascent beings. Well, okay. First, all historical records documenting the advancement of the Black Empire are to be purged. So we weren't allowed to know anything about the Black Empire. We weren't allowed to, we were to believe that the Titans and the Titans alone created everything. That's what that page says. Do not share knowledge of the first ones. Mortals could not conceive of the wonders that the Makers granted to the Titans in Zeroth Ordis. Did I not say that there's more Zeroth realms? Did we not believe this? Ladies and gentlemen, we are being blessed. Zeroth Ordis is where the Makers granted the Titans. That's where the Titans were created, in Zeroth Ordis. So we now have evidence that the Titans are exactly like the Eternal Ones. They're exactly the same. Thus, learning of the progenitors would only confuse them. It is enough that mortals know the Titans brought order to the cosmos, and that they are owed deference. Dude, what if the Titans didn't even really bring order? Dude, there's so much here. While some among you would prefer to argue these points further, such debate can no longer be tolerated. I remind you that I speak with the authority of the Titans, and any further dissent may cause me to question whether you have succumbed to outside influences. Remember, life is chaos. It must be controlled. Life is chaos? So life comes from the void. Dude, this just... I'm reading this, and what I'm hearing is, Akalon, you were 100% correct the whole time. The void is the outside source. It is the outside force. It's the force of the universe. No, it's not your internet, it's mine. Don't worry about it. My internet's dropping at the minute. It's the force in the universe that creates life. True life. Not stone, not flesh, not stone, not elements, but actual life. It's only the void that can do that. Nothing else can do that. If you look through Zereth Mortis, most of those things are constructs. Look at Zuval. Zuval looked mortal, but as soon as we killed him, Zuval returned to being a construct. He only appeared mortal. But everything that the first ones create are constructs. They can't create life. It's the one on the outside. The force that is not part of everything else that creates actual life. Unless they're actually talking about life and the void allowed the force to infect the forged. We know what uncontained life can do from Draenor. They could be talking about life, Apocalypse, but I would argue even there's a good chance that life as we know it in our universe is also just another Zereth realm, right? Just another Zereth realm where they sort of try to. This is the progress report. For Uldorus. I think we saw this one. Yeah, this one we did see. This one we did bring up. Unless, of course, there's something that I'm missing that we didn't see in the original links. Cyanide, but think about how the Titans claimed that the Twisting Nether became, or was created. The Twisting Nether was created where the light and the void clashed. Which is why the Twisting Nether is teeming with chaotic life. The demons are actually alive. They're flesh. Many of them are flesh. We can actually kill them. We can fight them. So, in my mind at least, the void seems to be the one on the outside. The power that can actually create life. So it does not order. It does not create absolute order. It creates life, and life is chaotic, which makes it the one on the outside. Flesh is his gift. He is your true creator. Exactly. It is the void. It's the one on the outside. At least from where I sit. Comprised the water. I thought the Twisting Nether was just as old as the void. My mistake. Apparently not, but again, that's according to the Titans, and as we've learned just in this last few minutes, the Titans are not to be trusted. Nothing the Titans have told us so far makes sense. As you requested, I offer the following report on the progress towards objectives. I am pleased to say that the halls of infusion are now operational, though the work of imbuing order magic into the wellspring is only beginning. I remain optimistic that the process will prove effective. Already, we are detecting reduced levels of contamination. I hope your investigation into how Yogg-Saron comprise these living waters will yield answers. What? Chat. Is it just me, or does it sound like they're talking about the Well of Eternity? Dude, but this means that everything we know about the Well of Eternity is wrong. So there's one of two options here. The first one is inside the halls of infusion. No, it says here, I'm pleased to say that the halls of infusion are now operational, though the work of imbuing auto magic into the wellspring. All right, yeah. Okay, never mind. These are connected. I thought that they were doing the work from within the halls of infusion, and this was a different, the waters they were talking about was a different place. Sorry, I see what you mean now. That fucking stupid moment there. Excuse me. Thank you so much, Luco, for that. Okay, so I am pleased to say that the halls of infusion. Okay, so Yogg-Saron comprise these living waters will yield answers. Dude, if you don't believe that the void is the givers of true life at this point, this is the second one we have now. The void creates life from the Titan's constructs. They create life. The gift of flesh, life. Without flesh, there is no life. The void is the one that creates that. Yogg-Saron then goes and he comprises living waters. So waters that either is alive on its own or can give life on its own. Yogg-Saron creates this. How? Yogg-Saron also calls himself the god of death, which kind of would make sense. If you have the ability to give life, then you automatically also have the ability of death, because only things that are alive can actually die. In the meantime, we can be assured that the evolution of another Galakrond will not be triggered by consuming unfiltered water. Once purification is complete, an additional benefit will be found in offering the infused water to dragonkind. So they literally created the aspects of the dragonflights from purified water that Yogg-Saron created. By ingesting the water or causing their eggs to absorb its effects, it should be possible to keep even the most willful dragons aligned with the Titan's philosophies. Our efforts to bring the proto-dragons in line have faced resistance, but I am formulating a strategy to speed the process along. Construction of the facility atop the halls of infusion is proceeding apace. Though the station is to be designated Uldoris, I must reluctantly report that the dragons have taken to calling the structure by the name of Tyrhold. Is the first boss of Halls of Saronite infused Watcher? Look at its model. Give me a link, I am Sandman. We already know what the waters of Yogg-Saron can do from Ulduar. True, actually. Once given life, you are also given death. Package deal. True. Very fucking true. Alright, so it seems like... Okay, something weird is going on here, boys. Though the station is presenting Doris, I must reluctantly... Okay, so... I will do my best to ensure our Titan-forged workforce does not also adopt this embarrassing pseudonym, but as of late, they seem to be expressing more and more opinions of their own. In closing, let me underscore once again how fervently I disagree with the assertions of the Prime Designate Odin concerning the unsuitability of the dragon aspects. I have every confidence that they will prove fervent allies on our shared goals of keeping the world structured and disciplined. Ever your friend, keep it tier. Yeah, you had Freya's workshop with those magical waters. You had Yogg-Saron with his waters as well. Dude, what if everything we know, or everything that we've been led to believe by the Titans, what if all of it's a lie? From the original stories of how the universe came to be, to the stories of Azeroth, and how Azeroth came to be ordered. We're told that they created the Emerald Dream, and that from the dream, life existed. So life came from the dream. We're now learning that Yogg-Saron is the one that created living waters. Literally water that either is alive or can give life. I think the latter is more sort of accurate in this instance. We also are told that it's clashes between the light and the void that created the twisting nether, which kind of again confirms that the void has this ability to give life. What if all life on Azeroth were created not by the Titans, but by the void? It says so in this original book where they said, in the second one here, attribute all accomplishments and works of wonder to the Titans alone. Despite the relentless arguments made by some of you, this is not a fallacy. After all, can anything truly be said to exist until it has been ordered? Of course not. And then they speak about it in the lore book here, where they speak of mortals. And they say mortals are, we're sort of all over the place and we're very chaotic. So we should be brainwashed. We should be controlled, ordered. So in other words, everything that was created by the old gods. When the Titans arrived here, life was already created. The Titans interfered with the process of the old gods. The Titans invaded the old gods. Now, this starts a whole new list of questions and a whole new list of speculations for all of us, because now the question becomes, were the old gods actually trying to corrupt Azeroth in the first place? D-Rocker, you ask a very interesting question here. What if the old gods came from Azeroth, not from the outside? And I'll tell you for why. Every move that Azeroth made Magni take, everything that Magni did, led to the freeing of N'Zoth. Legitimately, we freed N'Zoth due to Magni. Every move that Magni took, every step that Magni took, led to Sargeras stabbing Azeroth. In other words, Azeroth wants to wake up. Azeroth needs to break the chains, the shackles that have been placed around her by the Titans. The Titans tell Sargeras that they found another one like them, but stronger than anything they have ever encountered. And then they spend a shit ton of time here claiming that they are creating life. They create the dragon aspects to keep order and structure. Dude, I'm just gonna put that out there. What if Azeroth is the mother of the void? Yeah, Sargeras wanted to free her. So I'll tell you guys why. In Shadowlands, it's kind of inferred that Sargeras served Zuvul, but that's not true. The Nathrazim go to Sargeras. They tell Sargeras about the old gods and the threat of the void. Sargeras is then said by the Titans. Again, that story comes from the Titans. We don't know this. Not one of us have ever spoken to Sargeras. The Titans tell us that Sargeras spoke to Nathrazim, and the Nathrazim told him about the void, and that the void is the ultimate threat within the universe. This is what the Titans tell us. The Titans then also tell us that Sargeras carved a planet in half that was infested by the old gods. The Nathrazim then go to Sargeras and they give him the helm of domination, and the sword, Frostmourne. And they instruct him on how to create a Lich King. Sargeras doesn't actually create a Lich King though. Sargeras simply creates a being that will open the way for his demonic army to reach Azeroth. He does not give this Lich King a body. It's only after Zuvul convinces Arthas to come to the Frozen Throne that Zuvul finally gets a body. So did Sargeras actually serve Zuvul? Dude, what if Sargeras was never the enemy? Sargeras claims, at least in the book in the Warlock Order Hall, the demons claim that Sargeras had a vision where he falls through the planet Azeroth. And while he's falling through the planet, Azeroth opens one of her eyes. And upon seeing her face, upon looking into her eye, he is enthralled with her. I believe that's the exact word they used, enthralled. He is taken by her. Sargeras didn't want to kill Azeroth. He wanted to free her. He knew what the Titans had done to her. He understood what the Titans had done. He understood the lies of the Titans. The fact that the Titans are not, as it were, the beings that order the universe. They're the beings that create the universe in the image of the first ones. The first ones are referred to as the progenitors of the universe, but they create these Zeroth realms, and they can't create life, not actual life. Again, look at everything that comes out of Zeroth Mortis. It's constructs. It's not life. It's not actual life. It's constructs. Life, on the other hand, is created, so far as we can tell, only by the old gods. At least in terms of records we actually have, we know that the old gods created life. We know that the old gods were the ones who gifted us mortals with the curse of flesh. We're probably going to find out that the disease that ran through the Vrykul was also old god inspired. We know that Yogg-Saron, an old god, has the ability to create living waters. I would like to go so far as to say that the Well of Eternity was also referred to as living waters, if I'm not mistaken. Life bloomed around the Well of Eternity. It is the Well of Eternity that actually created the elves. When the trolls settled near the Well of Eternity, the life-giving forces of the Well of Eternity is what created the Night Elves. D-Rocker, Yisaraj being pulled out is at this point unimportant. Because that is the old god, or that is the Titans killing an old god. But think about this. Yogg-Saron has the ability to create living waters. Azeroth's blood creates living waters within the Well of Eternity. Is that a coincidence? I mean, it could be that the writers just didn't know this. But that would be one hell of a coincidence. Dude, there's too much coincidence. I'm telling you right now, the old gods are the original creators of life. And Azeroth is literally their god. Azeroth is their mother. They are part of her. It's not a case of they just arrived and did some stuff. No, they were here first. Maybe Siraj evolves it, and Azoth gives us knowledge. That's probably how it's supposed to work. Oh my god, okay. Dragonflight has just gone from like a 7.5 on my hype meter to like a solid 20, bro. I am so fucking hyped for this expansion. You have no idea. Because this is how you do retcons. You take things that already is ripe for retconning, because we don't have so little information on it, and then you expand it, but just enough to get us interested. Not so much that it answers all of the questions, it's just enough. It's just a taste of what we can look forward to. This is good writing. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the kind of writing that I expect from World of Warcraft, and I really hope we get more of this. Azeroth from the Titans. The old gods were trying to protect Azeroth from the Titans, yes. That was 100% what they were trying to do. They were trying to protect not only the Azeroth from the Titans, they were trying to protect us from the Titans. Again, think about this. N'Zoth never wanted to kill us. Never. What happened in the dungeon in Battle for Azeroth? Where we're literally told that N'Zoth is testing us. N'Zoth had no interest in killing us. Why would he kill his own creation? Why would he kill his own children? He doesn't want to do that. He wants us to see. He wants us to realize that we are serving the ultimate enemy. The light has struck a bargain with the enemy of all. It's the Titans. Actually, it's not the Titans, it's the first ones. It's the progenitors. Because the Titans, the Eternal Ones, they're all children of the first ones. They're children of the progenitors. The ones who came into... So, the brokers may have completely misunderstood the book. So just the food for thought. Old gods are termed a cancer. We know Azeroth has void in her core from the Magni Nightmare scenario from Legion intro. We know Yogg and then N'Zoth had access to the dream. We know what happens when the dream is given free reign from the Spormons, which are suspiciously old god-esque. Dude, everything is starting to click. It's just all coming together. Because the brokers read it wrong. The brokers say, right, that there were 6 forces and then there's one force that seems to be on the outside. That's not actually true. There was one force and then the other force superimposed itself on this one force. So it's not that the other force is on the outside. It's that the other force is trapped on the inside. They trapped Azeroth. They literally bound Azeroth at the center of their universe and used her to create everything else. She's a slave to the Zeroth realms. I would not be surprised. Oh my god, bro. So many lights are going off at the same time. Where did Duval go to dominate the entire universe? To the sepulchre of the first ones. Who was Duval fighting in his final battle? Not us. He was trying to kill Azeroth. Remember, we had to heal Azeroth. He was literally throwing bolts and shit at Azeroth. We were defending Azeroth against Zuval. You see, because Zuval got influenced. Zuval got infected. Remember the waters of Zereth Mortis says that it hides some kind of darkness? So if the waters of Zereth Mortis, underneath it, there's some kind of darkness. Zuval got infected. Zuval saw what the first ones had done. He realized that the first ones, their system was broken. Because Azeroth would not be locked up forever. And if Azeroth were to get free, we would all be fucked. So his idea was, just kill the bitch. We already have all the tools. We can create the perfect universe, but we have to kill the force that stands against us, which would be Azeroth. He couldn't actually dominate the universe whilst Azeroth is alive, because Azeroth is too powerful. Azeroth is the creator of life. Azeroth is the creator of choice. Azeroth is the creator of freedom. So as long as Azeroth is alive, domination of the universe will never actually be possible. He needed to kill Azeroth so to dominate the universe. Because Azeroth is the true creator of the universe. The old gods are of Azeroth. Bro, this is nuts. This shit is nuts. Oh my god. But wanted the opposite instead of free her, kill her? Yes. Because in the case of Sargeras, Sargeras realized the evil of the Titans, the evil of his brothers. Zuval did not. Zuval saw Azeroth as the ultimate enemy, the thing that needs to be destroyed, because the first one's plan has to be protected. Whereas the Titans, the normal Titans, and then also the Eternal ones, they're happy with the system as it works. Azeroth lies chained at the center of the universe. Azeroth creates all anima and all life. That life, that anima, is what fuels them. So why would they kill the thing that fuels them? Without Azeroth, they die. This is mind-blowing stuff, bro.